Okay, so I've been getting a lot of questions since Brandy's video posted about, are we quitting YouTube to do this business full time? Stay tuned. What is going on, friends? Welcome back to the channel. We got a lot going on in this video, and I'm gonna start off with, did you know it's actually National Preparedness Month? So I'm actually gonna go down here in our bunker tornado shelter and give you guys some quick insight on what we got, just a little bit of food storage, things like that, and backup power. And then we're gonna check on the animals, and then we're going to get busy showing you guys the new business. Lily, what are you doing? What you doing, Lily? So, in honor of National Preparedness Month, we are definitely prepared here on our homestead for tornadoes, for bad storms, and we actually got some long-term food storage down here. So let's go down here, and I'll just give you guys some quick insight, and this might bring awareness to you to start your preparedness. And you guys, in the crazy world we live in now, I don't think you can be over-prepared for anything. So with that being said, we have a 30-day supply of long-term food storage down here in the bunker in water, and that's a necessity. That's just one of our food supplies that's convenient, easy to show you guys. Having things like that is a really good way to have some security. If something happens with the grid or hurricane, tornado, the electric goes out, you can't cook, all your food goes bad, so you got to go to the freeze-dried stuff. So be prepared, guys. Let's go check on the animals, and I'll show you another way we prepare long-term, and it's actually more convenient for us to do this, but it's also a preparedness situation too when it comes to bulk feed for our animals. And what's crazy about the feed that we feed right now is that it's called a four-way. But it's even the dogs are eating it. We don't feed it to the dogs, but if we're not washing them, they'll get in there and just go all nose deep in it and throwing it up in the air and licking it. It's pretty funny. Like, hey, stop eating the other animals' feed. You guys get fed really good stuff. So let's go over here. So there is Gabby this morning. Gracie's over there. Brandy and Hadley are actually, Brandy's feeding. Hadley looks like she's watering and squirting the pigs down. Lily's over here. Carl's running around somewhere. But it's actually a pretty nice morning here in Oklahoma to be talking about preparedness. So Brandy's getting on the golf cart, feeding those. And I think she's going over there to feed Buddy. Looks like they already fed these pigs. So I know you guys are probably getting tired of pig videos because I posted like 20 straight pig videos. I get it, but it's really just what we've been doing as far as on the homestead has been taking up the video time because it's fun, interesting, and you guys seem to like it, but you guys can get burnt out pretty quick just on baby piglet videos. I get it. So Hadley is filling up hey Hadley, you want to turn it on and put it in there like I showed you so you don't have to stand there? Remember how I showed you? That when you turn it, see that little, want me to come show you again? Yeah, no. I'll be over there. Look, all the little pigs are running from Brandy. She got them all running. They're all running. Oh. So here is one way to be prepared for your farm if you guys have farm animals. Look at this. She's licking it. Hey, Gracie, quit licking that. Quit. You quit. Bulk feed like this is pretty essential to have on hand if you're available. Now Gabby's doing it. Gabby, quit. You're not that hungry. But bulk feed, you can see all the animals are coming over here to eat. They all love it. But something like that, a bulk feed, even if you don't have a trailer, you could buy bulk feed in bags, put it on a pallet, and just, you guys, I would say have at least a week's worth of food on hand for your animals in case emergency. Okay, I just showed her how to do the water again where she ain't got to sit there and hold it. But you can't forget that it's on, okay? And you got to be prepared to be able to feed all these little piglets. They're all doing really good. Mama's, I guess she's knocked over her feeder. Oh, she broke it. She finally broke her feeder because I had to the fence. She just goes crazy on that thing. She absolutely goes crazy on that. She nails it, hits it, tries to knock it over all the time to get her feed down. I had to get some hay for Brandy. She's feeding the horses. But this is a video to remind you guys it is National Awareness Month for preparation. Let me go over here and show you one more thing I got going on. I've showed you guys this before in the past, but you may not remember it. Okay, I've let it get grown up again, but I want to show you guys, we have 550 gallons of water on hand, and this is, obviously we can drink out of it, but it's for anything, cooking, drinking, and even animals. If we have to get some emergency water, we have some, 550 gallon tank, just to be a little bit more prepared. On top of that though, we do have a pond that has a lot of water in it now, so we could go out there and get water. Worst case scenario, we have a well and we have rural water also. So those are just a few of the things I want to share with you guys today in this video, and maybe just bring some awareness to you. Like I said, National Preparedness Month. Be prepared for whatever you guys think you need to be prepared for. Main thing is food, water, power. Those are all three essential things. You need medical supplies, things like that, because you just never know, especially it being hurricane season now. My sister's in Florida, deal with that. My uncle does. We're never really directly affected here, but we get tornadoes and bad thunderstorms, lightning storms, all that stuff here, that power goes out randomly all the time. So any way you can be prepared for scenarios like that, it's a good thing. And maybe this video will make you guys say, hey, yeah, maybe I do need to go stockpile a little bit more food. Maybe I need to get a couple more cases of water. Maybe I do need a power bank for backup power supply for my medical machines and cooking and all that stuff. So with that being said, I'm going to show you guys today's sponsor, and then we're going to jump over to our new business. I think you guys are really going to like it. Okay, so you guys know I love showing you guys different options for home backup power. And you'll also know hurricane season is here. When those storms hit, backup power isn't a luxury, it's actually a necessity. Without it, food spoils, medical devices fail, and basic safety compromised. So I've been testing and using the F3000 for several months now. So during a power outage, it will help our family and yours on the Homestead get through smoothly. And today I want to share my experience and some tests I've been doing. So first I'm going to do a 24-hour refrigerator freezer test, and then we'll jump into some more. Okay, so I got the Anchor Solix hooked up to the refrigerator / freezer. So we'll let it run for a few hours, let the compressor kick on, all that, and we'll see how much energy it actually uses. Okay, so we are 18 hours in and still have 26%, and it says it can run it to right at 8 more hours. Okay, the Anchor will actually save you guys hundreds of dollars in lost food when the power does go out. Okay, so right at 25 hours, we're at 1%, so pretty impressive. Okay, so we have a lot bigger refrigerator freezer than normal. So if you had an average size one, say 190 watts, you can actually run it up to 42 hours on one single charge. So now I got it plugged in after doing the test on the refrigerator and freezer, and it's pulling in 1735 watts, and it's gonna take an hour 0.7 to charge. Okay, so you guys know living out here on the homestead, the power outages aren't just an inconvenience. They can put our animals and our family at risk. A few weeks back, we had storms roll through and the power went out. Normally, that would mean scrambling to save food in the fridge and worrying about the animals. But this time, we put the Anchor F3000 to the test again. Okay, so I got it charged to 100%. So now I'm going to do a deep freezer test, and it's pulling 71 watts, and it says it will run it for 26 hours. So we'll come back and check, going on 25 hours, and we'll just do a test and see what it does. Okay, so I've had this Anchor Solix F3000 running for 16 hours, and that's just the deep freezer alone. And it's showing it can run it for 19 more hours. Let's go check it out. Okay, so we actually have a lot of dog food in the freezer that we feed the dog. We got a lot of meat down below it. And if we didn't have the Anchor Solix or a backup power, we would lose a lot of money and food for our animals and our family. So that's going to give us an impressive, we're looking at close to 36, 40 hours, depending on how much further this goes down. This thing's going to run your deep freezer for a long time. Okay, so after running our deep freezer for, I think, 16 hours or so, now I'm going to show you guys running a toaster. After I kept my deep freezer going, we can now run this at 60% full-blown 740 watts for 2.2 hours. How impressive is that? And let's not forget some of the other essential items that we need here. Our laptop, our Wi-Fi, any small devices you're going to be able to run with the Anchor, no problem. We have right now laptop hooked up. I can also hook up the USB ports, charge the phones. If you have battery powered fans that you need charged, you can do all that right here from the convenience of your home. And you can even hook up a 30 amp if you need to, right here with the 3600 watt max output. So during outages, you'll be able to keep your fridge running the entire time, powered by the F3000. That means hundreds of dollars worth of food won't spoil. More importantly, that means money saved. And it's not just the house on the homestead. When you guys have animals, you know it's a lifeline to have electricity. We got baby pigs that do need heat lamps from time to time, depending on the weather, and baby chicks. Our animals need that. And we even run an incubator for chicks for days. Without backup power, those systems will shut down, and for the animals, that could be life-threatening. This unit gives us the ability to keep the animals safe and cared for until the grid comes back on. All right, so this month is National Preparedness Month, and Anchor Solix is releasing an authoritative backup power guide. You can search Anchor Solix to access the guide. So if you guys are interested in saving hundreds of dollars worth of food this season, Anchor is offering the F3000 with current attractive offers. So click the links below in the description box, and you guys can check them out if that's something you guys are interested in. Okay, so I talked about this a little bit earlier in the video about a new adventure, new business that Brandy and the girls and I are starting as a family. And no, we don't plan on leaving YouTube anytime soon. If anything, this just gives us even more content to share with you guys. And I think it'll be fun, entertaining, and a good time sharing with you guys. So let me show you what we got going on here. So if you guys didn't catch Brandy, my wife's video a couple days ago on Count It All Joy, she did kind of a tour. That's kind of what I'm going to do for y'all that didn't catch it, and maybe go into a little bit more detail on this video than the last one that she did. Check it out. Okay, so we are off the main highway, and where it's mowed, well, there's a property corner, there's an easement up there, but I mow all that. This isn't ours. We had this fence put in. You guys might have seen us do this in another video. I didn't really tell you what it was for, but we got the fence installed, and our property goes all the way to the back corner over there. And let me show you real quick. I'll just peek around over here. This is all where the dogs are going to be running around. And I'll show you the front here before I leave. And the same thing over here. I'll show you a quick side view, and then we'll go out the back door and I'll show you guys some more too. This is like a really good property for what we're wanting to do, because we have room to expand. So all this up here, all that it's mowed goes all the way back. It's right under an acre, like 0.8 acres. And this is what we're having done now. They will have this finished the time you guys see this video. Okay, let's go inside here. I've been replacing lights. I gotta get this one done. You can see the white lights. I only had 3. Let's go in here. So this wasn't here. This is me and Randy the carpenter built this. This is the main area, the entrance coming into it. We built on a room that you guys could see. I'll give you a little rundown here, and I'll talk to you for a minute. And we'll go in there. So that's going to be one area where we board dogs. This is like the living room area. We'll couch, a chair, probably a table, a TV. I think Callie wants to put her gaming system up here. So when we come up here, she can do homeschooling. And then when we're done there, we can hang out and all the stuff you're going to do here. I mean, we did all this metal wainscoting up here. It did look like that over in the bathroom. And we're going to end up doing that eventually too. But we want to get all this done first. And we still got screws to put in, but we got it up. And that's cedar right there. And we're going to put pine on the inside. I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, so some of the comments I got from the video Brandy did, pretty much kind of the same video I'm doing here, is are we quitting YouTube to do this? And no, we're not. Like I said outside, this is actually going to be an extension of our channels. Brandy might film probably more than I will over here because I got so much other stuff going on. But you'll see some of this too. And this isn't something that we just thought of like a few weeks ago and was like, hey, let's open up a dog boarding business. This is literally something I have personally been researching for over 2 years and checking things out in our area and the need for one and all that. So I've been really intrigued by the business itself. We love animals. Obviously, we got 5 dogs ourselves. We got all kinds of different animals. You guys know we love them. This is something that I thought, because I'm always thinking of things, right? You guys know I've always got a lot of stuff going on, but I was wanting to start something that the girls can be involved too if they wanted to be. Obviously, when they're little, well, I say little, obviously when they're younger, they're still in our house, they're going to be involved because they live with us. But this is actually something potential that they can carry on after they get older and get out of high school or whatever. But I wanted something for security reasons for Brandy and the girls if something ever happened to me. Because you guys know, some of you may not know, but we do YouTube full time. I was in the Marine Corps. I got out of the Marine Corps. I worked for a paper mill. Then I got a job with the state. And I started doing YouTube for personal reasons as far as I lost my father at a young age. I don't have any memories of him. And I started having kids, and I was watching YouTube as the kids were starting to be born, and I was thinking to myself, one of my biggest fears was if something happened to me when the girls were little and they didn't remember me, that just scared me. Like I was always just worried about that. Well, then in the meantime, I'm watching YouTube and I'm watching people doing some homesteading stuff, and we were starting to want to get into that, getting back to our chickens and all that. So then I started doing YouTube solely to document what we were doing, moving out to the country, and for the memories. The main thing was for the memories for my daughters. If something ever happened to me, they had all these videos they can go back and watch. That's been 11 years ago we started that, so it's kind of evolved into what it is now. We're doing it full time and all that. So they got plenty of videos, and they're a lot older now, so they'll remember me if something happens to me. But on the flip side, another fear of mine is if something does happen to me, I want them to be taken care of. If I can't make YouTube videos anymore for whatever reason, hopefully this could be something that we can run as a family and could support ourselves later down the road if it all goes right. So that's the reason behind wanting to start a business outside of YouTube, was solely for that reason. I want security for my family, if that makes sense. If something happens to me, they can carry this on as well. As far as the YouTube channel, Brandy has hers, but you guys get it, right? So that's why I started this. Like I said, I researched it for probably over 2 years, and I talked to Brandy about 1.5 years ago about it, and she's like, yeah, she was interested, and kind of just didn't do nothing about it. Well, then about 1 year ago, we started talking and all that, and then we actively started looking for a property. And we looked at several different properties throughout the county. This is what's crazy. When it's God's plan, things happen, right? So I was praying about it, and because the properties that we were finding just weren't what we wanted. The location wasn't right. It just wasn't right. It just was not working out. And I prayed, God, if this is your will, if this is something that you want us to do, please open doors for us. And I literally prayed something, I can't remember exactly the prayer, but it was something along the lines of, God, let there be a property opened up halfway between the two cities, Pryor and Claremore. And you can't make this up. You literally cannot make this up. This property is exactly, I mapped it out in the truck, from my truck mileage, 7 miles from Pryor city limits and 7 miles to Claremore city limits. It doesn't get any more precise than that when it comes to God answering prayers. And so my prayer was, if it's your will, let it be done. And here we are today. We've got the property purchased, the building facility. Actually, it's like it's made to be converted into what we're wanting to do. It's been several things over the years: donut shop, restaurant, dispensary. I mean, a lot of different things, probably some things we don't even know about. I think it was built in 2005, so it's like 20 years old. But the layout is great for us because we can make it our own space, and it has drains all over the place for when you're cleaning the dog poop and pee and all that, right? So that's the backstory. If you guys didn't catch it all on Brandy's channel here over on Keep in Touch, that's the backstory of why I wanted to do this. Yes, I know this isn't going to be easy. This probably could potentially turn into very hands-on as far as we're up here all the time. And we know that. We know it's just not come let the dogs out in the morning and then leave till that night. We're going to be here cleaning, taking care of animals, watching all that stuff. And we are on board for that. And like I said in Brandy's video, if this doesn't work out, we could sell it, we could lease it, we can rent it, whatever. It's not the end of the world. But you guys, if you're out there and you're wanting, I know there's people out there watching this, and you guys have been wanting to do something on your own, like you guys have been wanting to start a business and you're scared. You guys pray about it, talk about it as a family. God will open the doors for you. And something like this, It's a big commitment, and it goes back to me when I quit my job to do YouTube full time, to be home with the girls and be able to take them to school and all of that. What's cool about this, we can still do that doing this business too. But it all goes back to that. That was a huge risk on my part of quitting a very secure job, for the most part, very secure job, a comfortable job, that you get comfortable in it, and you get stuck in jobs, because that's the thing about having a 9-to-5 job. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what all of us do. I mean, very few people quit their job and do YouTube, quit their job and start a business. But it is possible to do that. I want you guys to know that. But it's so easy to get stuck in a routine, stuck at a 9-to-5 job, and have dreams. We all have dreams. So if you guys have been dreaming about doing something like this, my advice to you is do it. You're not getting any younger. Just do it. Have no regrets in your life. You get one shot at this life here on earth, and make the most of it. But first, do your best to glorify God in all that you do. We strive for that daily. We fall short just like everyone else. And take care of your family and then your country. That's how I live life, in that order: God, family, and country. But anyways, with that being said, you guys, if you're on the fence of doing something, my advice to you is do it. Just do it. Have the courage and guts to do it, and you'll see doors open for you, especially when you put God first. So with that being said, let's do a little quick tour for you guys. Brandy's going to reveal the name of this later on. We're hoping to have it open October sometime, maybe the end of October. We want to have it open before November, before the holidays. We never travel for the holidays, and we could be up here pretty quick, so it's not a big deal. And the cool thing about this, if you don't want to open during the holidays, you just block that week off or month off or whatever. So you don't have to be here if you don't want to. You just block it off. Okay, so that being said, I'm going to be putting pine in here, kind of like out there, the tongue and groove. Over here, I got to order some more metal. I kind of fell short on about, 15 feet or so. This will be one of the main rooms that we have dogs in. We're going to be putting dog banks. If you guys don't know what that is, look it up. And we could possibly put some bigger ones in here too. I got to do some more measuring and stuff. But some dog banks in here. That's a window from when it was a restaurant. They passed food back and forth. Brandy and I talked about closing it up. And I started thinking about now that would be good for us to pass dog food and other things back and forth. And there's actually water in here. There's a drain right on the other side. There's a drain there. There's 2 drains over there. I don't know if that's going to stay or not. In here used to be where the kitchen was at, the big vent hood. We'll probably leave that for now, because that would be a big job getting that out. And it's not in our way as of right now. Like I said, there's a drain there. There's 2 drains over here. We'll get rid of this stuff and put like a wash room in here. We got to give the dogs a bath and all that stuff. So all this will be going. And here's the main big kennel area, where we'll have, I think, 3 4x6 kennels. Either way, we figured it out, and 2 4x4. So I think it might be 4x6 over here, and then the 4x4 or something like that over here. So the plan is to don't take more than 10 dogs at a time when we're starting out. That's a lot of dogs to take care of. We don't want to get crazy over our heads, and just kind of see how it goes. See what it brings us. So this will be outside. There was no shady spots, no overhangs. So I've actually hired the Amish crew that built my barn to come over here and build me some lean-tos. Now this is something I could for sure do myself, but you guys know how much stuff I got going on all the time. I knew they would get it done within 2 days, and it would look nice and be done right, which it would take me like 2 months. Who knows? You guys know how it works. So with that being said, they're coming, time you guys see this, like I said, they'll have this all roofed, but they built this a couple days ago, and they'll be back. And right over here, so this is right when you come out. We let the dogs out if it's raining, snowing, whatever. They can come pee right here if they don't want to go out in the weather. And then we did this overhang right here, and I think that's like 30 by 16. I think is what it ends up being. That's about 6.5 foot tall. Me and Brandy are both under 6 foot, so we're not gonna hit our head. I think this is right at like 7 foot coming off there. This is the best design we can come up with coming off the side. So this will all be roofed, obviously, and the plan is to put some outdoor kennels. So with that being said, putting some outdoor kennels here, I think we could put like 6 or 7 right here, the size that I want to do. I think 4x8 or 4x6, something like that. Leave me some comments down below. Should I do concrete pad or do gravel that we could wash out and spray down? If I did concrete, I can actually, check this out. So if I decide to do a concrete slab here and put the kennel cages on top, I can actually run a drain to the main drain right there. That would be super easy, that we could spray out and drain into there. So then they got all this over here they can run around in, the septic system's right here. We're gonna have to figure out to get this bottom secure because there is a little gap there. I'll put some cinder blocks or something right there. Comes around the corner over here, and I'm going to bring a lean-to off of this too. It's just the fact that I didn't want to spend the money on all of it at one time because we got to buy kennels still, and those are expensive. But this will be a lean-to eventually also. And we'll be able to put kennels on that side if we want. We can even go through the wall there and make indoor-outdoor kennels. So what's so interesting about this particular property and how it's perfect for what we're wanting to do is that there is a ton of room to expand. And we talked about all this, so sorry if you guys watch Brandy's video and you're coming over here. It's kind of the same gist, but there is room to expand. And when we first looked at this property, I was solely thinking about expanding right off the bat. And Brandy said, no, we don't need to do that. Let's do it inside. She was absolutely right. Let's start inside. And then if it all goes well and we do want to expand, that's when we could build on. So we can build on, we own from right here to that grass. We can actually put kennels all the way down we want. They'll have a big yard. We'll get this eventually fenced off, big run area, have 2 separate kennels if we want. My thinking is, if we do eventually add on, we can actually put living quarters, an office, and living quarters. Or if we had a full-time employee that wanted to live here, or if one of the girls wanted to live here and run it, they could. That's my thinking. Later down the road, I'm always thinking ahead. But we have room to expand for the business that we're doing here. That's what I love about this property, and the fact that it's centrally located exactly where we're wanting. God opened doors, and here we are. I mean, we're here about to do this thing. And what's cool about it too is that we can film this stuff for you guys. I watch several people on YouTube that do boarding and grooming. Grooming is actually pretty popular on YouTube. I don't plan on grooming. Brandy does it. Maybe the girls will eventually. I don't know. But what I was thinking, let me show you. So we have this area here. This is going to be, a little bath area, like I said, for the mop buckets and all that. Doing another one of those washable dog yards in here where it's artificial grass. They could pee on it, they could poop on it, you clean it. There's a drain right there. So this would be perfect. But also, we could rent this space out to someone who wants to run their own business out of ours for dog grooming. So that is an option. Kind of like how hairdressers rent out booths at big salons. It'd be the same thing. And I asked in Brandy's video, send the emails, and some of you guys have been sending me some very good emails, so thank you for that. As far as giving me some advice. Guys, we have thought this through for over 2 years. So this is something that we already bought the building, we're doing it. But some of y'all gave me some good advice about checking for references. I do that, getting the right person here that's trustworthy, because it's not just their name. If they're going to be in here, it's also our name because it's our establishment and they're coming in, so they represent us also. So it would have to be the right fit, if that makes sense. We're not just going to let the first person, hey, I'll give you $400 or $500 a month to rent that out. That's not how it's going to work. It has to be the right person. And that would also help us if we did get someone that we could trust that does a good job, that's great with the animals. They could actually be here throughout the day if we don't want to be, and they can be watching the animals. I said in Brandy's video is that I will have 24-hour surveillance outside, inside on all the animals. So we'll have eyes on whenever we need to be. So that is the gist of this new property, a dog boarding business. And once we get up and going, I'm going to make some more videos about this because I think some of you guys are going to find this interesting. Some of you guys may be doing this out of your house right now. If you are, let us know how it's going, any advice. But I want to share this experience with you. Maybe it will inspire someone to go out and try something new, go out and take that risk they've been wanting to for the last 20 years. You just got to do it. You're not, like I said earlier, we're not getting any younger. But I think this is a pretty good model of a business to take off because the demand is here. If in our area, if you don't book up a boarding within like a month before you need to go, chances are that is already booked, especially during the holidays. So I think it's going to go over very well, and I think we're going to be as busy as we want to be busy. And the thing about that too, say we do get 10 dogs, and that's too many dogs starting off for us. we don't have to accept 10 dogs. We can accept 5 dogs or whatever. And another thing that I thought about doing, I talked to Brandy about this, is maybe putting like 3 or 4 kennels at our house, putting a shed out there and air conditioner and putting it at our house. That way during the slow time, maybe we only have 1 or 2 dogs for the week. We can just take them to the house, and we don't have to drive over here and take care of them. That's always an option too. So I'm always thinking of stuff. We got a lot of ideas, guys. We got ideas as far as like getting a van and offering pickup services and bring home services. There's all kinds of things that we can do out of this, and we've probably thought about most of them. And so any ideas you guys got, you can leave us down in the comments too. But anyways, with all that being said, thank you guys for following our life, following our journey here on YouTube. A lot of you guys have been vested in us for years, and we appreciate you all so much, and even the new people. Thank you guys. This is just another extension of our life. If you go back and watch early videos, you guys can see the progression as we're on YouTube longer, as we're growing, as we're doing all the things that people do. You could just watch our life. I think I got close to 2,000 videos now of the family and all of us doing stuff. And I don't know, YouTube is by far my favorite job I've ever had, because it is a job, guys. Even though we do it full-time, it's still a full-time job. Coming up with content for you guys, videos, like it's not easy. It's not easy as maybe we make it look, or you guys may think, to make interesting content for you all that keep you guys coming back and enjoying it. You know what I mean? So stay tuned. There are going to be probably a lot more videos coming from here, especially on Brandy's channel. Brandy, I think it's kind of understood that her and the girls are going to be responsible for most of the decisions in there, as far as like decorating, what paint color, design, all that stuff. And I'm going to be more of the grunt worker, more of the labor work inside when it comes to the dogs. So it's going to be a family effort. It's just not me making all these decisions. I want Brandy and the girls to be in charge of this. You guys can see, I'm going to turn around and show you the whole thing. I want Brandy and the girls to be in charge of this. This could be their thing, and I'm there to support them. So here is the front of it, and Brandy will be releasing the name pretty soon. Like I said, we have this fence installed, lean-tos. It was this building right here originally. And I'll tell you what, I've mowed this a lot. It grows so fast over here, but that is what we got going on. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching the video today. If you're interested in the Anchor Solex F3000, links down below. Get prepared. We'll definitely be bringing some power banks over here too. There's a lot of stuff that we're still going to be sharing about this with you guys. So stay tuned in the future. Love you guys. Hope you have a great weekend. I'll catch you on the next video.